All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now, and we got the voice of the city. We got Speakerboxx right here, live on the line. How you doing this evening?
Whoa! It wouldn't be right if I didn't start it off like that, bro. I'm blessed. It's happening.
Oh man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Going through a nasty, dirty heat wave down here in Canada, man. You know what I mean? So I'm used to the snow. So just the fact that we're getting that heat wave, man, I ain't used to it, man. But other than that, man, summer's kicking off. Just trying to get through this COVID shit. But other than that, man, we're doing pretty good.
Man, I told you need to come to San Diego, California. We got you out here. You know we fuck with you. We love you to death.
Oh man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. The borders are still closed. They will not let up down here, man. They won't even let us out. We can't even escape our own country for a little bit, man. They won't even let us the hell out.
Well, when they do, man, you definitely got to come down and touch down with us, man. We got you.
Hey man, I can't say no to that, man. I definitely can't say no to that, man. There ain't nothing better than the Bay.
Period.
But I want to take you back, man. Back when life was much more simple for everybody, man. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing music career. And I gotta ask, man, like what actually inspired and sparked you to actually get into the music industry initially?
The locals, the local artists in my city. It was kind of like knowing that they walk the same streets that I walk, come from the same place that I come from, and seeing exactly what they were doing at the time. It was just something that grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? It was so real. To the fact where I was like, you know what, this is something that I want to do, and I knew it at a young age, like at 12 years old, bro. So honestly, it was the local artists that inspired me to do what I'm doing now.
Hey man, you know what? And I gotta say, man, because another individual, man, that you actually got do work with, sorry, and I gotta say he's not a local artist, but he is most definitely a local promoter, and his name is Trey Boogie, which is one of the radio station's sponsors. And I just have to ask you, man, how did yourself and Trey Boogie get connected? And of course, what is it like working alongside him? Because he does phenomenal things for the Bay Area hip hop community.
Oh yeah. Trey Boogie, man, he's a big rep from San Diego, California. And we actually met because of the work that I do, and I'm everywhere. So my push for my brand is just for San Diego. So my timeline is real strong. So I know that we actually met out probably at an event. I can't say which one because we've done so many. And we just linked up, and I believe that he believes in me and believes in what I do. So we became close in that aspect. And then he started like his own, I want to say podcast, radio show, and he actually do the voiceover for the opening credits. So we worked together in that area, and that's how we became close with each other. So shout out to Trey Boogie, man. Much love to my guy, man.
I gotta say as well, man, he is a phenomenal individual, man. Like, I mean, this guy does not sleep, man. Every time I'm talking to him, man, he's doing like 4 or 5 meetings a day. He's booking shows, doing his interviews, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't think this man sleeps. I really think he's a cyborg or a machine because I don't know, man. He works 10 times harder than I could ever do.
To be honest, he might be both.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I most definitely agree. Probably is both, man. So Trey, if you're listening, man, we definitely appreciate what you do for the hip hop, for not just the Bay Area hip hop community, but hip hop in general.
Yeah, man. Being out here in San Diego, California, and checking out the music scene, man, you gotta attack it in a certain way. And when you attack it, you gotta let people know that you're 100% serious, accurate, and willing to execute your mission. And I think that he does that on a lot of different levels. But yeah, big shout out to Trey Boogie, man. One more time, man, for real.
And also, man, taking you to 2016, you actually released a project titled Exceeding the City Limits, man. And I was wondering, what's the story behind that phenomenal album? And of course, is it still circulating the internet to be purchased or streamed today?
Definitely. Exceeding the City Limits podcast, ETCL, was a very, very eclectic album put together by me, two of my best friends actually, BA on the beat, and Daryl Winston. It was something that we had to do, man. it was something that had to be done at the time of me becoming Speakerboxx. I had to give my city something to let them know that I was definitely going to attack music in a way that it was going to be different from what they've been hearing this whole time. And me being who I am and coming from where I come from, there's a certain type of music that's made here in San Diego, and it's kind of like, you know, being where you're from. You guys probably make a certain food dish one type of way, and it's always been that way. So when another restaurant opens up and they kind of switch it up, and you know, that's the new thing, that's the new wave, and that was what I did with Exceed the City Limits, and that is the reason why it's named Exceeding the City Limits, because I wanted to push the envelope on a different style of music. So if you listen to that album, you'll hear that all the instruments are live, for one. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world of electronic sound, and we switched it up and we went ahead and we did all live instruments in that album. So that was one of the ways that we exceeded. The second thing was the versatility in the lyrics that you hear on that album. That's another way that we exceeded the city limits. We didn't want to be capped off. We didn't want to be boxed in, and we didn't want to be the norm. So that is why it's called Exceeding the City Limits. And I think that we definitely conquered all aspects in covering, exceeding what San Diego music sounds like to this day.
And I gotta say as well, man, when you actually said you have all real instruments within that record, I just have to say, man, that right there is phenomenal, man.
I'm sorry, some rude individual just like stopped my whole interview. Go ahead, say it again.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just saying, man, with when you said they had all real like instruments within like that album, I gotta say that's actually phenomenal, man, because not a lot of individuals really have real instruments in their hip hop albums nowadays, man. Normally they just have the computer do it themselves.
Exactly, and like I said, that is the reason why. One of the reasons why it's called Exceeding. You know, we were definitely pushing out and exceeding what the norm is. You know, we could have just went regular and did, regular electronic instruments and beats and, you know, things like that. But now we wanted violins, we wanted strings, we wanted real guitars, we wanted real piano. We wanted things like that to actually be incorporated in the music and in the project. And when you sit down and listen to it, you'll hear it. And it's fine-tuning of the ear that you'll get out of that electronic state of mind. You know what I'm saying?
And also as well, I actually saw something about I saw something that was called The Roast of Speakerboxx. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that. And of course, like, where can we actually check out that roast today?
So the roast hasn't happened yet, but I'm glad that you brought it up. What I was trying to do is I was trying to soak in the attitude of artists here in San Diego. It's not to say that you don't have to be taken serious or you want people to look at you a certain way. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to soften the demeanor of San Diego hip hop artists. So I was going to actually do it. Well, I still am, but I'm going to do a roast of Speakerboxx. And basically, what I do is I'm going to put together a panel, just like a regular roast. You know what I'm saying? It's the regular ones that we see. And I'm going to have some friends come out that know me for real, and I'm going to have a roast. And I'm going to show people that it's okay to have fun. It's okay to be joked about. It's okay to live life. It's okay to laugh. So that's what the roast of the Speakerboxx is going to be.
And I gotta say, man, it actually sounds like it's gonna be absolutely phenomenal, man. I saw some of those roasts, man, that were on Comedy Central, and I gotta say, sometimes people can get vicious, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard sometimes to decipher whether individuals are joking or if they really actually mean what they say.
Well, you know what? I wanted to be the same exact way. You know, because honestly, if you're my friend, then you probably know some personal things about me that I wouldn't probably want to be out aired. But I think that when it becomes a comedy show, then you have to take it as comedy. That's what it is, you know?
And also, man, taking you to 2019, August 25th to be exact, you actually performed with Sugar Free and Y Dresta at the single release party. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about that experience. And of course, did you get the opportunity to actually chop it up with the one and only Sugar Free?
Immortal, man, you do your homework, bro. you really, really do your homework, bro. Like, that is crazy. You went all the way back to the exact date. I love you for that, man.
Hey man, we here, man. We really try our best, man, to make sure we get the date too, because I really go back in time sometimes, man. So I really want to have that date. That way, you know, it kind of brings you back in your mind as well, so you don't be like, wait, we did that.
Well, nah, yeah, I definitely understand that, but that's dope. So, White Tracer, he's a big homie of mine. Super stopper in the game. Definitely doing his thing, definitely getting it in. And I had the opportunity to perform with him for his opening in Sugar Free. You got it? And they called me out. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on an interview right now. I'll talk to you in a minute. Come back on me. So he invited me out to the opening, man, and hell yeah, I got to chop it up with Sugar Free. That's the second time I actually got to chop it up with Sugar Free, though. But this time it was more on a personal. Like Sugar Free came in, the doing thing, and you got to learn from people like this. When you actually see stars and people that's been in the game doing it and know how to do it, you got to take notes. So that time I was literally just taking notes, and his energy was so crazy. It was so dope, and everybody, it's like, it's crazy when everybody knows the lyrics to your music, but everybody knows the hook or the song or the bridge. It was just lit, bro. It was lit as fuck. We had a great time. White Drake, I appreciate him for letting me come out and rock with him. Sugar Free is a dope individual, though. Like, I say he's a bad scientist.
Oh, I most definitely agree with that. I would most definitely agree with the mad scientist comment, man. Like, I interviewed Sugar Free, I think it was about 6 months ago, and I was nervous as heck, man. Whenever I interview big artists, I always get a little nervous. But I mean, Sugar Free was so smooth, man. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Once we got that chemistry going during the interview, man, he was one of the most humblest individuals probably that I spoke to. Just mainstream status wise on my radio station, man. Definitely a solid individual.
Yeah, he's definitely a character, man, and just his presence and his aura is something that needs to be protected and harnessed when you're around it. You know, you can't take it lightly. You always got to take the opportunity to just soak up some games from him because he's legendary in everything that he does, from movies to comedy to being the best beat hitter on the West Coast. It's lit. Like he's a whole vibe in itself. You know what I'm saying? The first time I met him, we were at Black Stone Dance. Shout out to Black Stone. It was DJ Quick, it was Matt King, Glass Malone, my homie, which is a local artist, Big June, took us up there, and we met all these guys, and Sugar Free was just in his element, man. Like, he was being himself, like, funny, witty, approachable, just all these different things as an artist. And when you're that big and you're around mainstream, or you're a mainstream artist, but you're that big and you're around regular people, it's easy to fall into a zone when you're like, you know what, I don't want to be Sugar Free right now. I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to. But he was never like that. He was literally just like a regular human, like down to earth.
And also as well, man, you have actually done a considerable amount of work with the individual Smooth on the Beat. I was wondering, how did yourself and Smooth initially get connected, and do you guys have any new projects currently in the works?
Man, WTO Production, man, that's my family right there. Smooth on the Beat. Me and Smooth on the Beat, we met about 4 years ago through a mutual friend who's no longer in California. But things work out and happen for a reason. So, me and Smooth, we did our first song together, man. And I knew from that day that I wasn't going to, as far as my own music, work with anybody else other than Smooth for my project and my music. We put out bangers like Banging in the Trap, Vibe in the City, Split, Watch How You Looking. So all of these songs that came from the chemistry that we built 4 years in the making. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been great. I know for a fact the comfortability of me going into the studio with Smooth, I'm going to make a banger, and the chemistry is never ever going to go.
And also as well, man, next Saturday night from 12 to 6 p.m., you are actually going to be performing at Hip Hop at the Spot, man. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about this show, and of course, where can they snag themselves some tickets for this amazing event?
Man, you got to go to Hip Hop at the Spot on Instagram right now. Snag your tickets right now. Eventbrite / Hip Hop at the Spot, 1835 Studios. Shout out to them. Shout out to AJ the Barber for putting me on. It is going to be a movie. You know, we've been locked down for a year and a half almost. So these performances that we're doing, they have to be memorable. They have to be epic. They have to be something different. And I'm just happy to hit the stage again, man. So if y'all really want to come out, if y'all anywhere in the California area, San Diego to be exact, make sure you go to Eventbrite / Hip Hop at the Spot. Also on Instagram, Hip Hop at the Spot, and grab them tickets and come chill with us, man. We're going to be lit. It's a whole movie going on, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, either you get them tickets or you most definitely will regret it. And I just gotta ask, man, what can us fans actually expect from Speakerboxx? Actually, like at this venue, man, what can we expect from this amazing performance?
This is gonna be a lit, energetic, unapologetic release of frustration from not being able to perform in so long. From not being able to come out and actually interact with people. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be joyful. And I think it's definitely going to be memorable because, like I said, it's one of my first times back on stage actually headline show. So, yeah, that's what you can definitely expect. As far as upcoming projects, I'm doing the video on the 11th for California Dreaming. And then we do have a project coming out. I don't really like to give out the titles, but it will not slip something to you later on, so you can go ahead and plug it in when you drop this interview. But definitely dance for one of these, but we're working. Shout out to music as well. Renegade, Poppin', Speaking Brit. We're just doing our thing right now, man. It's lit, bro. It's lit.
And also, so Speaker, right before I wrap things up, man, I'd love to give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, but most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Speakerboxx, Voice of the City, if they're not already doing so.
No doubt, man. If you're not following me already on Instagram, my Instagram is the Speakerboxx with 2 X's. Follow me, subscribe. It's the same everywhere across the board. I even give out my personal and X's so people can interact with me personally as well. Facebook, I'm under Al A. Harris Jr. And then, like I said, Instagram, go ahead and look me up. The PHA Speakerboxx. YouTube, the same exact thing. The PHA Speakerboxx. SoundCloud, the PHA Speakerboxx. 2 X's on all of them, man.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, man, it was an honor to welcome San Diego, California's finest hip-hop artist right here on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. If you keep making it, we here at 97.7 are gonna keep spinning it.
97.7, I'm rocking with DJ, man. Crazy. Whoa!
I gotta say, Speakerboxx, have yourself a wonderful night out there in the Bay, man. We most definitely shall talk soon, man. But thank you so much.
You already know me, bro. Thank you for calling, man.
Most definitely, man. Have yourself a great night.
You too, Warren.